Snakey Jay, 63, Park of Peace. Before we enter, let the field become simple. This album is not a straight line. It is a route through listening. Light becomes sound. Sound becomes water. Water becomes mist. Mist becomes language. Language becomes silence. Silence becomes the start again. Do not hold the words too tightly. Let them pass like weather. The bass is the lake. The stone is memory. The voice is wind through the park. Point prime 3 does not move. Everything around it flows. At the beginning, this is a setting. At the end, this is a return. Never changing, always flowing, never the same.
Snakey Jay, 63. Point prime 3. Park of Peace. No crown, no stage, no hurry. Only first light, only first sound. Before the path had a name, there was morning. Before the word had a shape, there was breath. Light moved over the grass like water over stone. Sound moved under the ground like memory waking slow. The old wanderer stood at the edge of the field, not to conquer, not to collect, not to explain, only to enter. Enter slow, enter still, enter where the water will. He heard a bird before he saw the sky. He saw the light before he knew why. A branch moved once and the whole field listened. A drop fell once and the whole lake answered there. At point prime 3, nothing moved from its place, but everything began to turn around it. Light and sound move as one. Root and rain under sun. Stone remembers, water hears. Park of Peace opens here. No map in his hand, no answer in his mouth. Only old shoes, wet grass, cold air, and the feeling that the world was larger than the road back home. He walked between shadow and gold, between silence and song, between what was spoken and what had waited too long. The park did not perform, the stone did not preach, the water did not ask to be understood. Still something opened. What is the gate? The first sound. What is the light the field found? What is the point prime number 3? What does it move? Nothing we see. What does it teach? Return, release. This is not the lesson. This is the listening. This is not the song. This is the place where song begins. Light touches leaf, leaf touches air, air carries sound, sound touches water, water carries memory, memory touches stone, and stone stays. Light and sound move as one. Root and rain under sun. Stone hurry, no crown, no stage, only the gate before the page. The old wanderer enters. The field does not belong to him. The book is not in his hand. The book is the park. Point, prime, 3. Light and sound move as one.
Track 2. Park of Peace. The old wanderer enters deeper, not to choose against the world, not to divide the field, but to see clearly. Viveka. He walked past the gate where the first light stayed, where sound and shadow had softly played. And now the path grew narrow and green, teaching the eye what it means to see. Not every branch was asking his hand, not every flower was asking the name. Not every silence was empty inside, not every loss was asking for blame. He learned to look without reaching first, learned that hunger can dress like thirst, learned that beauty can pass like rain and still leave water inside the grain. See the root, see the rain, see the flower, see the name. What is passing, let it pass. What is living, let it last. Viveka, clear seeing, park of peace, still breathing. A yellow face near the path leaned low, Taraxacum officer nail, dandelion glow. It did not ask to be more than small, still it carried a sun for all. Root in the dark, seed in the air, teaching the old man how to share. Then white clover stitched the ground, trifolium repends a soft green sound. 3 leaves open where the bees still turn, quiet little engine where the soil can learn. Some plants feed the body, some feed the field, some wounds are healed by what they yield. What is the flower? A teacher and light. What is the root? The work out of sight. What is the name? A doorway, not a chain. What does it teach? Return to rain. Viveka is not a knife in the hand, not a border drawn across the land, not the cold mind saying this is wrong, not the proud voice standing alone too long. Viveka is softer, it listens first, it knows the cup and it knows the thirst, it knows the leaf and the shadow it throws, it knows the path and the place it goes. The old wanderer stopped by a stone and moss, felt old grief pass without counting the cost. He did not push it, did not call it his own, just watched it return to the weight of stone. Viveka, Viveka, Nettie, Nettie, not this, not that. Still here, still path, water, root, leaf, light, name, breath, stone, sight. By the nettle where the rich soil burned, dirt Dikadayaweka, green fire turned. The plant said, respect is part of touch. Some medicine stings when you take too much. The wanderer smiled and stepped aside. Not every teacher needs to be tried. By the arrow with its 1,000 leaves, Achille millefolium where the white crown breathes. He saw how healing does not always shout. Sometimes it gathers the broken out. One small flower, many fine lines, one old wisdom in different signs. See the root, see the rain, see the flower, see the name. What is passing, let it pass. What is living, let it last. Viveka, clear seeing, park of peace, still breathing. Now the park was not a single thing, not only leaf, not only wing, not only water, not only stone, not only path, not only home. It was many, and still it was one. Shadow and branch, rain and sun. The old wanderer learned to see is to care. To name is not to own, to walk is to share. He carried no flower out of the field, but something in his seeing healed. Not because the park gave him a sign, but because he stopped making everything mine. Viveka in the park, clear seeing without possession, naming without taking, walking without claiming. The book is the park, the lesson is the listening. Point, prime, pre, still here. Still here.
Track 3. Park of Peace. The old wanderer reaches the lake. No wave tries to be more than water. No mist tries to hold its shape. The sound rises. The light returns. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Water below, mist above. Om Mani Padme Hum. He came to the lake where the path turned blue, where the sky bent down and the old trees knew. One stone at the edge, one breath in his chest, one ripple moving where the silence rests. The lake did not speak, but it carried sound. Deep in the dark where the roots go down, sub-bass turning under black glass skin, like an old world breathing from within. Light touched water, water touched air, air became mist in the morning prayer. Nothing was lost, nothing was won. The lake gave back what it took from the sun. Om Mani Padme Hum. From lake to mist, from mist to rain, from rain to root, from root again. Om Mani Padme Hum. The old wanderer watched the spiral rise, not with his hands, not with his eyes, but somewhere between the breath and the name, where water remembers the shape of flame. A ring moved out from a stone drop sound, then another returned from underground. Circle to circle, wave to shore, every return opening one door more. Mist on the surface, light in the gray, small gold threads where the shadows lay. He saw the mantra not written in ink, but turning in the place where the lake could think. Om is the opening mani, the jewel Padme, the lotus hum, the still pool. What rises? Mist from the lake. What returns? Rain when it breaks. What reflects? Light on the skin. What remains? The depth within. Om Mani Padme Hum. The spiral did not climb to escape. It rose to remember another shape. Water to vapor, vapor to cloud. Silent teaching without being loud. Then back as rain on the moss and stone. Back to the root where the seeds are grown. Back through the soil, back through the reed. Back to the lake with another seed. That is the prayer, that is the drum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Not a word to own, not a sound to keep, but a turning path through waking sleep. The wanderer breathed and the fog moved slow. Every exhale gave the lake the jewel, Padme, the lotus, the return, water, mist, light, sound, spiral, root, sky, ground. At point prime 3 the center stayed still, but the spiral moved the water's will. No straight road, no final line, only turning through shape and time. The lake reflected what could not stay, the mist carried what could not wait, the rain returned what could not fall, and the root remembered it all. The old wanderer did not ask why. He watched one bird cross the silver sky and knew the mantra had already begun before the first voice called it one. Because every lake is a mouth of peace, every mist is a soft release, every stone is a word made slow, every root is a place sound goes. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Lake to mist, mist to rain, rain to root, root again. Om Mani Padme Hum. The old wanderer leaves the lake without leaving it. The spiral continues, light and sound move as one. Water rises, mist returns. Point prime 3 still here. Track 5. Park of Peace. The old wanderer reaches the mist. No gate now, no dragon now, no question left to carry. Only logos, only reflection, only freedom. Logos, mist, ego, reflection. Not in the park, through the park, absolute freedom. He walked where the path became almost air, where the trees stood still but were hardly there, where the lake gave light to the morning skin and the mist let every shape begin. Not solid, not gone, not lost, not one, just a field of breath between moon and sun. He saw himself but not as a face, more like a ripple passing through place. In the park didn't hold in the park, let him pass like light through water, like wind through grass. Logos in the mist, word without chain. Ego is reflection, not the one who reigns. Through the park, through the rain, absolute freedom, nothing to claim. The old word moved before the tongue, before the first song had ever been sung. Not a rule, not a wall, not a throne in the sky, but the quiet order by which birds know to fly. Logos was not a sentence to own, not carved in gold, not locked in stone. It was root meeting, water branch meeting, light sound meeting, silence in the body of night. He tried to say it and the mist moved away. He stopped trying and the word chose to stay. Not in his mouth, not in his hand, but everywhere the field could understand. What is logos? The word before speech. What is ego? Reflection and reach. Where is the mirror? Mist over the park. What does it free? The light from the dark. Ego was never the enemy here, only a reflection when the water is clear. Shape in the mist, the face in the rain, a passing outline that forgot it was plain. He saw it shine, then bend and break, not as a wound but a small mistake. Not something to kill, not something to keep, just a dream on the surface of a very deep sleep. And when he stopped calling the image me, the whole park opened without needing a key. Logos in the mist, word without chain. Ego is reflection, not the one who reigns. Through the park, through the rain, absolute freedom, nothing to claim. Not in the park, through the park, not in the face. Through the light, not in the name. Through the sound, not in the self. Through the ground, logos, ego, mist, freedom. He remembered the flowers, but did not pick them. He remembered the dragons, but did not bind them. He remembered the lake, but did not hold it. He remembered the stone, but did not become it. Everything taught him by letting him leave. Everything gave him nothing to believe. Not empty, not full, not lost, not found. Just absolute freedom without making a sound. The park was not a place to disappear, but a place where the self became clear. Clear enough to stop defending its name. Clear enough to walk on change. Logos in the mist, word without chain. Ego is reflection, not the one who reigns. Light through water, sound through stone. Freedom is walking without owning the road. Through the park, through the rain. Absolute freedom, nothing to claim. The old wanderer leaves the park of peace, but the park does not end. The path continues through breath, through language, through mist. Ego was the reflection. Logos was the movement. Freedom was never elsewhere. Point prime 3, still here. Track 4, Park of Peace. The old wanderer reaches the open space. No wall, no border, no end. Only 4 directions and the language that protects the field. East, south, west, north. 4 dragons. No limit, no end. No limit, no end. Fast space, still center, protected by language itself. The path open wide where the trees bent low, where the wind and the owner in the grass moved slow. The old wanderer stepped where the map went thin, and the 4 directions started breathing in. No gate in front, no wall behind, only a circle unfolding in the mind. Not a border, not a fence, not a cage, but a living word turning page by page. He heard one sound from the eastern light, one from the south where the flowers burn bright, one from the west where the waters descend, one from the north where the stones do not bend. What is the space? No limit. Where does it end? No end. What holds the field? What guards the path? 4 dragons. East came first with a golden breath, not birth, not death, but the line between left. A dragon at dawn with a tongue of flame, speaking first light before it had a name. It's a beacon without owning the start. Let the first sound open the heart. Do not rush what rises clear. Morning is old before it appears. The wanderer bowed but did not kneel, felt the east turn bright like a spoken seal. Every word that entered the air became a bridge from here to there. Breath of the gate, first light moving before it is late. East first light, south flower, fire. West deep water, north stone, wire. No limit, no end, language protects what space cannot defend. South rose warm from the blooming ground, where pollen and rhythm turned into sound. A dragon of heat with a flowered spine, carrying summer through a broken line. It said voice is not noise when it feeds the field. Song is a seed when the mouth can yield. Speak, but do not cut the root. Let every syllable carry fruit. The old wanderer heard the petals hum, heard bees count time on a hidden drum. Fast space open, not wild, not loose. Language became the living truth. South, dragon, flower and flame. Voice without ownership, sound without claim. East speaks breath, south speaks bloom, west speaks memory, north speaks room. No limit, no end. The word is not a wall, the word is a friend. West came dark with the lake turned wide, where the last gold sank but did not hide. A dragon of water with a mirror eye, pulling every every sound back under the skies. Every return is not failure, return is the art. Every wave that leaves still belongs to the heart. Do not fear the falling sun, what descends has not come undone. Water remembers what light forgets. The lake keeps names in silver nets. The wonder of a watch, the ripples bend. Saw every ending become a friend. West in the chest, blue in the bone. Memory walking him back toward home. Water and shade, keeper of echoes that never fade. What is the space? No limit. Where does it end? No end. What holds the field? What guards the path? Four dragons. East, south, west, north. No limit, no end. North stood silent where the cold stones rise. A dragon of mountain with winter eyes. No speech at first, no smoke, no sign. Only a stillness older than time. Then it's I protect the word by making it true. Do not speak a path you will not walk through. Language is not decoration, language is shelter, language is law. When the wind has no border, the old wanderer felt the cold turn kind. Felt one clear line, protect the mind. Fast space around him, open and wide, but the word held center from the inside. Stone and snow, silence that tells the route where to go. Then all four dragons moved as one, not in a circle, not under the sun, but through fast space where no edge can stay, where language itself keeps chaos away. No limit does not mean no care, no end does not mean nothing is there. The field is open because words are clean. Each name is a bridge, not a machine. East gave breath, south gave tone, west gave water, north gave stone. The old wanderer stood in the middle of air, and new protection was already there. Not armor, not force, not command, not fence, but language held with presence. East dragon, first light. South dragon, flower, fire. West dragon, deep water. North dragon, stone wire. No limit, no end. Fast space, still center, protected by language itself. The old wanderer leaves the open space without closing it. The dragons do not belong to him. They guard the directions, because the directions with youth. Track 6. Park of Peace. 6-bit routing. No maze, no wall, no separate road. 6 directions. 1 stream. 1001 water. 1010 root. 1100 flower. 000 stone. 1000 mist. The thousand return. 11 1 stream. The old wanderer came where the paths divide, but the field stayed whole on the other side. 6 small gates in the morning air, each one open, each one aware. Water moved first with a low blue sound, carrying memory under the ground. Root moved second, silent and deep, holding the names that the dark could keep. Flower moved third, color and speech, teaching the eye what the hand cannot reach. Stone moved fourth, heavy and still, not against motion but holding will. Mist moved fifth, softening form, making no border between breath and storm. Return moved 6, not backward, not gone, but the way every stream keeps moving on. How many directions? 6. How many streams? 1. What is the field? Still open. What is the route? Still sung. 6 directions, 1 stream. Park of peace, living dream. Water in the cold, not a number only but a way of the road. Root under time, where the hidden word becomes rhythm and rhyme. Flower in the light, small bright gate where the field learns sight. Devil 1,000 stone at the bend, old gray witness that does not end. Mist open aim, every hard edge released from frame. And thousand return in the chest, not the final stop, but the movement of rest. bridge burned. This is not control, this is not command. This is how the park speaks through land. A route is not a cage, a name is not a chain. A bit is not a prison when it opens like rain. 6 directions, but the stream is one light. Light through branches on the morning sun. The old wanderer saw there was no wrong door, only different ways to touch the same floor. He stepped through water and heard the root. He stepped through flower and found the fruit. He stepped through stone and entered mist. He stepped the return, and the whole field kissed. Water, route 2, root, route 3, flower, route stone, route 5, mist, route 6, return. All routes active, no error, no end. 11, 1 stream. At point prime 3, the center stayed clear while 6 directions moved through the ear. Sound became path, path became light, light became water returning through night. No decimal drift, no broken dream. 6-bit gates on a single stream. Not fast because it hurries, not free because it flees, but free because each route knows how to release. The wanderer smiled where the past became rain, and every direction returned without pain. 6 directions, 1 stream, water, root, flower, stone, mist, return. 6 directions, 1 stream, park of peace, still breathing. 11, all gates open, nothing broken. 6-bit routing complete. The park was never divided. The routes were only ways for 1 stream to learn itself. Point prime 3, still here. Track 7. Return to start. Not back in time, not rewind, not memory. Logic routing. The park was never linear. Return, route, start. Return, route, start. Not time, logic. Not ending, opening. The old wanderer came to the place he began, but the path did not close like a circle in sand. There was no old gate, no first mistake, only the same field now. Fully awake, he saw the first light from track 1 rise. But now it moved through different eyes, not as beginning, not as past, but as the route that knew how to last. The park did not say, "You have returned." The park said, "Now you can enter again." Return to start, not back in time. The route is open, the logic is kind. Water to root, root to flower, stone to mist, mist to power. Return to start, begin again. Park of peace, no end. He remembered the flowers, but not as names. Remembered the dragons, but not as flames. Remembered the lake, but not as blue. Remembered the mist is what passes through. Viveka became the eye that sees. Om became breath through the trees. Dragons became the directions inside. Logos became the word with no pride. 6-bit gate still softly shone. 6 directions, but the stream was 1,000 to 1 through 1,000. Not separate roads, just ways to come through. And when all gates opened, 11. The first step returned without becoming the first again. Is this the ending? No. Is this the past? No. Is this the start? Yes. Is it the same? No. What is the loop? Logic. What does it teach? Flow. Time makes a line so the mind can count. Logic makes a river so the field can route. A circle can trap if you think it is closed, but the spiral can free when the next gate knows. He did not walk backward to find what was lost. He walked through relation without counting the cost. Each track was a doorway, each word was a seed, each sound was a path, each silence a need. The old wanderer smiled where the mist became clear. The start was not behind him. The start was always here. Return to start, not back in time. The route is open, the logic is kind. Water to root, root to flower, stone to mist, mist to power, light to sound, sound to rain. Park of peace, begin again. Gate, seeing spiral, directions, logos, routing, return, return, return. And now the first words return. No crown, no stage, no hurry, only first light, only first sound. But they are not the same words now, because the park has passed through them. The old wanderer does not leave the park does not keep the wanderer. The route remains open, absolute freedom is not escape. It is movement without ownership. The field can begin again, because nothing was taken. Return to start, not back in time. No end, no line, 6 direction, 1 stream, point prime, 3 same dream. Light and sound move as one. The park begins where the route is done. Return, release, begin again. Track 7 complete. The album does not end. It routes back to the gate, not by time, by logic. The park was never linear. Point prime 3 still here. Return to track 1. Track 8. Final example. Park of peace. Not a lesson now, not a map, not a system, just an offering. Never changing, always flowing, never the same. Never changing, always flowing, never the same. Never changing, always flowing, never the same. The old wanderer stands where the field opens wide, with the lake on his left and the trees on his side. Morning returns, but not like before. Same little path, different light on the floor. A bird calls once from the edge of the rain. Same kind of sound, but never the same. Water moves slow where the old stones stay. Still point holding the river's way. He sees no sign that says what to do. Only green speaking softly through blue. One flower bends, one leaf falls free, and that is enough for the eye to see. Never changing, always flowing, never ending, always showing. Stones stay still, water moves through. Same old park, always new. This is what the park has to offer, not an answer, but a way to soften. Not a crown, not a rule, not a final key, but a place where the self can loosen and see. The stone does not move, but the light moves over. Moss grows slow on the silent shoulder. Mist comes in and the shape disappears. Then the whole world returns with different ears. The lake is the same lake, but not the same skin. The path is the same path, but not the same within. The name is the same name, but not the same sound. The field is the same field, but it keeps turning round. What does it give? A place to return. What does it keep? The stone that does not turn. What does it change? The way that you see. What does it ask? Only to be. He remembers the gate in the first light song. Remembers Viveka showing what belongs. Remembers the spiral from lake to mist. Remembers 4 dragons guiding what exists. Remembers the logos moving through rain. Remembers the 6-bit reel with no chain. Remembers returning without going back. Logic like water on a hidden track. Now all of it rests in a single breath. Not life against silence, not birth against death, but flow around stillness, stillness in the flow. The oldest thing learning where new things go. And he laughs not loud, just enough for the leaves, because peace is not something the mind achieves. Never changing, always flowing, never ending, always showing. Stone stay still, water moves through. Same old park, always new, never changing, never the same, always flowing without a claim. The park has no product, the park has no proof. It offers weather, it offers root, it offers water without possession. It offers silence without suppression. It offers a path that does not belong to you. And somehow, that is freedom. So if you come to the park of peace, do not ask the stone for a speech. Do not ask the flower to explain why it opens once and closes again. Walk slow enough for the field to arrive. Breathe low enough to feel alive. Let the path change the shape of your name without needing the world to remain the same. Because the point does not move, but the route moves on. The lake holds depth, but reflects new dawn. The word stays true, but the voice may change. The park stays here, but nothing is arranged. That is the offering, that is the flame. Never changing, never the same. Never changing, always flowing, never ending, always showing. Stone stays still, water moves through. Same old park, always new. Point pine 3, still remaining. Park of peace, still unchaining. Never changing, never the same. Always flowing without a claim. The old wanderer leaves nothing behind, except footsteps the rain can take. The park keeps nothing except the movement of what returns. This is what the Park of Peace has to offer. A still point, a living stream, and a way to begin again without becoming the same. Snakey Jay, 63. Switch Sunya complete, never changing, always flowing, never the same.
Snakey Jay, 63. Park of Peace. Before we enter, let the field become simple. This album is not a straight line. It is a route through listening. Light becomes sound, sound becomes water, water becomes mist, mist becomes language, language becomes silence, silence becomes the start again. Do not hold the words too tightly, let them pass like weather. The base is the lake, the stone is memory. The voice is wind through the park. Point prime 3 does not move. Everything around it flows. At the beginning, this is a setting. At the end, this is a return. Never changing, always flowing, never the same.